Good afternoon, everybody. I'm coming to you this afternoon from the city of East Dundee, Illinois. It is at this location that we're going off trail. For those of you who are unaware, the Fox River Trail runs right through East Dundee here. The trail is actually right here. If you were to head south here, you can make your way all the way down south to Oswego. If you're gonna head north here, you can make your way to the end of the trail where it meets up with the end of the Prairie Trail, and you could take that basically all the way to Wisconsin. East Dundee here is one of the places we rarely start in, but we frequently ride to and through. There are a variety of places you can eat and drink here, and we've checked out a lot of the places here. One of the places we've checked out the most is DC Cobb's over this way. This right here is the depot, which they recently redid, and so they have restrooms out this way now, and then you could go in on the side. Here at the depot in East Dundee, as I said, you have a lot of access to restaurants. On this side, there's Tequila Val's, which is new, and down this way is Duke's Barbecue. And during the summer, they got tables set up and everything. So if you're here on a bike and you don't want to lock your bike up, you want to keep it with you, you could be like these people here. Just park your bike right next to you and grab some food to go from any one of these restaurants here, and then grab one of these tables and eat. The whole point of this ride today is to go from here in East Dundee all the way to Huntley. So in order to do that, we're going to take two major northern Illinois trails here. We're going to hop on the Fox River Trail, which is right here, head north. That'll eventually turn into the Prairie Trail near Algonquin. And then it's at Algonquin that we're going to get off trail, and we're going to use a combination of side streets and trails that go through neighborhoods to make our way all the way to Huntley. So the place that we're actually headed towards is called BBQ King, which is right in here in this area. There's a lot of bars and businesses here, so that's our goal here. They have a very interesting way of filling a pint of beer, so we're gonna go there. I haven't been there in quite a while. So the total round trip on this is gonna be about 28 miles. So the only downside about this ride, going through all the side streets is pretty simple, and obviously the trails will be fine. But once we exit this one subdivision, you really have no sidewalk, and there's not a lot of choice but to either ride on grass or on the shoulder heading the wrong way. So I will show you that in more detail as we get close to it, but the ultimate goal is to make our way to Huntley, so let's get started.
It's shout out time.
Just a quick shout out to all of you who commented on last week's dinner ride. Great suggestions.
All right, so we've made it to Fox River Shores here in Carpentersville. No real point to stop here other than when I'm on this trail, and I'm on this trail quite a bit, I have a hard time not pulling in just to get a glimpse of the river. You know, I like this place. They do have a restroom here if you need it. We definitely could have started today's off-trail ride from this location, but I chose to start from East Dundee to make the ride a little longer. But if you're interested in a place where you could take a break, they have sheltered picnic area over this way. And then you could see, obviously, the river. You could, if you're here long enough, you could see lots of people launching and what's the opposite of launching? You'll eventually see some boats being either taken in or out of the water here. All right, so we've made it to the intersection here of the Prairie Trail and Huntington 31 in Maine here. The 31 bypass goes around this way now. Back in the day, 31 used to run right through downtown Algonquin. Up this hill on Huntington Drive is where the off-trail portion starts, although technically this part is on trail before we get to side streets. But before we do that, this is Algonquin here, so we're just gonna ride down to Algonquin and probably grab a beer up there at Bullseye and then start making our way towards Huntley. Downtown Algonquin, Illinois here. So she's running into Bullseye to grab a beer. And so they just recently redid their outdoor seating area. The seating area looks really nice with the lights when it's dark out. All right, so after a successful pit stop over at Bullseye in downtown Algonquin, the light's about to change here and we're gonna head up this big hill on Huntington Drive. So yes, that was definitely one hell of a hill there. So at this point, the trail ends. They do have a sidewalk here, but we're just gonna ride on the street here. It looks like that there might be actually a bike lane painted there. All right, so right here, we're not going to do it right now, but there is an alternate route here that takes you through some trails. So there are two different ways to do this. We're just going to go up for right now, and on our way back, we're going to cut into this to check this area out, but it reconnects right here. I wanted to mention that tunnel that goes under Randall Road wasn't always there. And having to cross Randall Road wasn't the greatest, so it's really awesome to have a tunnel that goes right under Randall Road now. So it definitely gives you more access from the Prairie Trail to this area here, and then more towards Huntley also. All right, so we've made our way all the way to Algonquin Road and Annandale Drive. Well, we've run out of trail. So when you're headed west like we're headed, we're just gonna ride on the grass until we get to where the trail continues again. I have no explanation as to why there is no trail between here and down there, but there is not a trail. If you're heading east, you could just ride on the shoulder and then in the turn lanes and make your way right back to here, and then you can reconnect and follow the way we did back. So we're gonna ride on the grass headed this way because we have fat tire bikes. That's not an issue for us. Incidentally, I'm not sure exactly when I'm gonna post this video, but Annandale is also the road where there's this house down this way. I'm not sure what the address is. It's further down though, and it's on the left-hand side of the street when you're going this way. They decorate, I would say, incredibly for Halloween. So if you're here anytime in that, I imagine September, October timeframe, definitely check that out, especially at night. I mean, there's usually a lot of people who check this place out. And I'm pretty sure that they've been featured on some sort of TV show or something. So definitely worth checking out. It's this way. All right, so once you hit 340 Annandale, this is the house. Right now it's the 29th of August, so they have not even begun setting up for their Haunt 31, but you know, a month from now, this place is going to be hopping.
Toad, like cold, snowy days and nights, has 31 sweltering venom sleeping got.
And then, as you could see, the trail picks up right here. So I don't understand the gap. We did go past the Lake in the Hills sign, so this may be a problem with Lake in the Hills and Huntley, but they definitely need to connect that end of the trail behind us to this end of the trail right here, because then we have access to Huntley. It's in Huntley's best interest to figure out a way to get us safely from this trail to the trail we were just on back on Annandale.
Let's take a look at this in Google Maps. According to them, the section without a trail is just under a half mile. So I zoomed out a little bit to show that a half-mile trail is not the only solution here. Another way to do it would be to connect these two streets together, and then you could just cut from one subdivision to another.
But as it is, there was trail the rest of the way until we hit the side street, and then it's just down that side street till we get there. So let's go. All right, so as you may have noticed, we pulled up in front of the BBQ King here in downtown Huntley, and then realized, according to their sign outside, that the happy hour starts at 3. So their sign there says Tuesday through Friday from 3 to 6. I'll put the picture up. Last time we were there, it was weekdays from 2 to 5, so we were kind of aiming for 2. So we got there a little early. So a couple doors down from there is the American Legion, and if you want to grab a beer, I definitely recommend grabbing a beer here. They have an awesome seating area right out here. So this is a place that's definitely worth checking out. You can see right across the street the big gazebo there.
All right, so happy hour has begun, so let's check out BBQ King. So you've seen the restaurant, you've seen the food. Let's talk about the beer now.
I can't take this much longer. I gotta have a beer.
So as you saw, this place can fill the drinks from the bottom. So every time I've been here previously, we were always inside at the bar. So they serve us a pint glass that's actually made of glass. And it's unique because it has the hole at the bottom, and then there's a magnet that's covering up that hole, keeping the beer from leaking out. What I didn't know until today was they have an outside plastic version. So if you look in here, well, maybe I'll have to take a sip. So you could see that there is a magnet down at the bottom of that. So when you get to the bottom of your drink, you can clearly see the magnet here. So I'm going to push it in from the bottom. I would advise not to do this if it's still full, because there's the hole right there, and then the beer would come out. And then, you know, I just have a bunch of these on my fridge, so pretty cool.
As far as the magnets go, there are a ton of different varieties. And they also have holiday ones, which is perfect for the collector type. But even if you don't plan on putting any of these magnets on your fridge, they do serve another purpose other than just holding the beer from falling out of the bottom of the glass. At the BBQ King, if you save a bunch of these magnets, you could turn them in for BBQ King merch. Ask the bartender for details. I'd also like to give a shout out to the bartenders there, Justin and Kristen. Both are absolutely fantastic bartenders. I frankly wish all bartenders that we've encountered were as good. Cheers to both of you. Now, on with the ride.
As always, when given an opportunity, let's take a moment to recognize Old Glory. I don't know where the breeze went, but it's definitely not here, but she's standing proud nonetheless. All right, so we went across the street here to the Huntley Veterans Memorial here. As you saw, our mission of heading to the BBQ King, which is right over here, was a success. Since the last time I was here in May, they changed the hours of the happy hour, so it's 3 to 6 instead of 2 to 5. So we killed a little time over here at the American Legion until 3 o'clock. So again, of all the places I've been to grab a beer in the past 30 years or so, since I hit my 20s, this is the only place that I know that serves the beer from the bottom up. And we've been to a lot of places in Chicago, and I have not seen that anywhere else. So if you guys know of a place that's somewhere near a bike trail that fills their beer from the bottom up, just like the way the BBQ King does here in Huntley, definitely let me know, because we definitely want to check that place out. So we're at the point now, we're at the Trails of Woods Creek Natural Area, part of the village of Algonquin here. So this is the part we skipped on the way to Huntley, so we're just going to follow this and then just reconnect up with the same road, but it gives us something else to look at on our way back. All right, so we've made our way back to Bunker Hill here. This is Bunker Hill Drive. So we did this whole section here. I gotta say, if you're not like pressured for any sort of time thing, I would take this area on the way down and the way back because it's way better than this chunk here. I would much rather do this. This is actually really nice. The way these subdivisions were laid out with this trail going through, nice and windy, woodsy, very, very nice.
And that does it for this episode of Off Trail. The dinner ride to BBQ King Smokehouse in Huntley was a success and very tasty. Let me know what you think of the dinner ride in the comments below. If you are familiar with these areas and you know of somewhere I should check out the next time we're there, definitely let me know. As always, if you enjoy this content, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel grow. If you are interested in supporting this channel and helping us get to more trails, please consider a super thanks. And that's all I got today from Huntley, Illinois. I'll catch you on the next ride. Do you have a dinner ride recommendation for me? Let me know in the comments below.